Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Jim Rohn. Hello, world buffeteers. This is Amada, your chief buffeteer at Startup Buffet and your host for Success Secret Sauce, the all-you-can buffet-style business show for entrepreneurs. Now that we have a new president in the United States, Donald Trump. Now, whether you love him or whether you hate him is a matter of opinion. I am an apolitical bipartisan. In fact, on my voters registration, they asked me, are you a Democrat? No. Are you a Republican? No. Are you a Green Party? No. Are you an independent? No. So what am I? Thank God they have this one box I can still check. It's called, I declined to stay my political party. So I checked that. Not that because, I don't, care for politics or I don't care for the country. I've cared for it very, very much. However, I just don't believe politicians or any political parties, they care for me. I don't think they care for me. I don't think they can save me. They don't necessarily represent my voice neither. So I just don't think they can do anything for me in general. However, I still care for this country and I voted, okay? I voted, but I don't count on them to save me. I don't count on them to give me handout. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I hope you feel the same. That's why you're here. That's why you're learning new things. That's why you want to open up your mind and also giving yourself more options. But however, for any reason that you believe your politicians or parties can save you, best of luck. Good luck to you. I just don't count on them. Obviously, there is a group of people not very happy about the result of the election. And they're out there protesting. Among this big group of people, a lot of them are students. What the students are chanting for is free education, reduce student loan debt. I understand your pain, and it is a big problem. I believe it's a big problem for the student themselves as well as down the road for the society. Let's just take a quick look of how big this problem is. Here's the current student loan debt statistics. Outstanding student loan debt is $1.35 trillion. There are 12 zeros in there. The amount of student loan borrowers are 43 million. The percentage of graduates who actually have student loan when they graduate is 60%. Bernie Sanders promised the students free education, reduce student loan debt. Right now, the students believe that free education is their right and they really should be entitled to it. Our topics today is formal education versus self-education. Let's talk about formal education. What is education? What does education mean? Does it mean a piece of paper issued by some universities with your name on it? Is that education? Now, if you do not have a degree, does it mean that you're not educated? What about people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Michael Dell? These people don't have a degree. Does it mean that they're not educated? I found this cartoon. This guy, he's walking back into the college director's office and he said, instead of repaying my student loan, I'm returning my diploma. It didn't work. Well, it's funny, but it's true because it's also very sad. How many of us had the same experience? Before we graduated, we worked so hard. We tried to get the 4.0 GPA and we pull out all-nighters and try to ace everything. We thought, once I get my degree, I'm done. I'm going to go out and conquer the world. I'm going to be making a lot of money and live a good life, and I'll be set. Well, not so much. It didn't work out that way, right? At least not for me. My degree I tried to serve me well in the sense that, wow, I actually did completely different things. However, I have to say, I did learn something from it, but not because of the degree. It's the process, what I have actually learned in the process. So what I would like to ask you to do is share your story. How's your degree working out for you? Did you spend a lot of time, effort, and even money? Like a lot of students, they get themselves into a lot of debt. Now looks like they might have to pay and pay and pay. There is no end in sight. Some people even said, I probably have to pay till the end of my death. So I hope that's not the case for you, but would like to know, what's your story? Because like myself, my story, it didn't quite work out the way I thought it would be, just like most people. That's why I'm here. I feel like I have to do something else. I need to make a difference because I need to be different in order to make a difference for myself. Education, by definition. I found two different definitions for education. It's one single word, two very opposing definitions. So let's take a look. Definition number 1. Education is the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university. Wow, this is perfect for 99% of the people. Why? Because that is how they defined education. Education is about going to school. Education is about getting a degree from a university. And also you'll be giving systematic instruction, like a professor or teacher sitting down in a classroom style. The student will be given systematic instruction. Remember the programs that we talk about in, last couple of episodes? That is basically what the classroom education style is. And that is most people, by definition, what education is. So let's take a look of the second definition of education. Education is an enlightening experience. Wow, now we're talking. Now I think this is the definition of education for entrepreneur. We are all about enlightenment, about inspiration, about motivation. We are inspired by other people. We are inspired by different stories. We just have ideas that spark here and there. It's about enlightenment. It's about enlightening experience. So again, these are two separate definitions describing education, defining what education is. Most people would believe is a systematic instruction in school and university because a degree define their education. For entrepreneurs, it's very, very different. We don't define ourselves because of our degree. We define ourselves by our experience, by what inspires, and we inspire other people. That's the difference. So we talked about formal education. Let's talk about self-education. In the very beginning of the episode, we have a quote by Jim Rohn. He said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." Now, who's Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn he passed away a few years ago. He was the personal development and personal improvement guru, very much like Tony Robbins and Brian Tracy. He inspired millions, and until today, that actually is my very, very favorite quote. I love this quote. Formal education versus self-education. That's why I said I gotta use this as my title, because I love it so much. So with self-education, what is your purpose of learning? Remember earlier we talked about the definition of education, and the majority of them believes the definition of education is all about going to school and get a degree. But the minority of us believes is enlightening experience. Very, very different. Now, what about the purpose of learning? Why are we learning? What is that for? Let's take a look. The purpose of learning for the majority is they learn to obtain a degree, and get a degree and get a job. With a job, they can pay bills and work the rest of their life. Well, they just didn't know yet. The purpose of learning for the minorities. We learn to obtain knowledge. With knowledge, we can advance and expand ourselves. We create more opportunities and options in life. Hence, we can choose to have a better life. Did you know most people stop learning after their school days are over? Their graduation day is basically the funeral of their education, because they don't find any reason to learn any new skills or even read a book. Now, Oprah magazine or People magazine doesn't count as books. Well, I would like to know, I'm very curious, how many books have you read or did you read in the past 12 months? Do you have a favorite? Can you share with us? Because I personally love to read, but I hate books. I'm an audiobook reader. So I'll read my audiobooks in the car. I will read my audiobooks on my phone, and sometime before I go to sleep, and any chance that I could listen to a book actually. So I'm curious, how many books did you read in the past 12 months? About, in the past 12 months, which book is your favorite? And also, do you have a all-time favorite? Now, since I asked you these questions, I haven't prepared for the answer. I have no idea how many books I read, because I usually read at least one book a month, sometimes two. So my guesstimate is between 12 to 16, 18 books, possibly. I have no idea. My bad, I did not prepare for this answer. But the next things that I would like to ask you to share is, so how many books you read, right? The second is, which one is your favorite out of the past 12 months? And also, what is your all-time favorite? Now, I can share my all-time favorite and my last 12 months favorite. Give me a second. Okay. So, my all-time favorite, absolute favorite, is this little purple book. This little purple book had changed my life, changed my mindset, rocked my financial world. That's why Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. This little purple book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's my absolute favorite book. I bought so many copies and give it away to people. People I know, people I don't know, people relate to me. I thought anybody can use this book for good. In a way, yes, but not everybody get it, I would say. But a lot of people did. A lot of people got it. In fact, this is my signed copy. This is an older version. I think this may be the first or second print. I don't remember. But this is my signed book by Robert. So this is the older version and signed by the Robert Kiyosaki. He's my number one hero when it comes to personal finance. The new book that in print It's no longer look like this. It has its pictures and look a little bit different. We'll put it up on the screen. But this book truly is my self-educational beginning. It starts my journey. It starts my self-development journey. It starts my financial world change. It just completely rocked my financial world. This little book here made me millions. And I'm not exaggerating. This truly, it's a gold mine in this book. If you have not get a chance to read this book, go get one. Go download one. Go find one. Go to the library. Go to Amazon. Do whatever. Get a copy. So, and I'm not exaggerating. This book truly made me a fortune. It's my self-education book. Made me a fortune. That's why I love that quote so much. Formal education makes you a living. Self-education make you a fortune. This is a solid proof. So, hands down. Now, in the early days, I read this book in 2002. I would love to dedicate at least one episode just to talk about this little purple book. So, this I started in 2012. It's easy to read, easy to understand. All you need to do is take action. Follow the concept. This is not a how-to book. This is a mind shift. This is it's a paradigm shift. So once you shift your paradigm, that's when you can take next action. Then you can learn more how to and do the next steps. Now, forward many years later. Now I have new heroes, and my latest is Jim Rickett. He had written, a few books. This is one of his earlier books that he probably written, I don't know, maybe four or 5 years ago, possibly. So, Currency Wars by Jim Rickett. Currency Wars, it's about, the subtitle is The Making of the Next Global Crisis. What this book is about, it's about money. Now, in the early days, I read a lot of books about real estate, money, and, some business. Now, on the money book that I read in the early days is about, how to make more money, how to make money in real estate or stock market and stuff like that. But this is more advanced because this is not a book tell you how to buy real estate. This is not a book how to teach you how to trade currency. No, it explained to us what is currency war. What are these countries are doing right now, manipulating their money. That is the financial war that they're playing. It's a game. They no longer need to use nuclear bomb or missile to destroy another country. They can use their financial weapon. That's what this book is all about. And Jim also wrote another book called The Death of Money. That is kind of like a sequel after the currency war. Then afterward, he wrote The New Case for Gold. Very interesting book as well, because a lot of people thought, gold is just gold and silver, right? And money, it's still money. It's still US dollar, that we're holding on to. We're saving money. You know what? Gold would be a better way to save. If you're a saver, buy gold instead. Buy silver instead. Yeah, I know, gold and silver, they do go up and down, but that would be a better hedge. Now, I'm not here to influence what you should invest, but this book will have a better explanation of what is money. Just think of, I'm Chinese, okay? I'm Chinese myself, and I have a long, history. My heritage have a very long history. Chinese, Roman, thousands of years ago, we already used gold as money. Thousands of years later, gold is still money. Gold is still money. But a lot of people mistaken, they thought, oh, the US dollar is money. Now, if you read this, once you read this book, you'll be like, oh my God, what is going on? What is my US dollar doing? What is my Mexican peso is doing? What is my euros doing? Those are just paper money. They could vanish and evaporate anytime. Gold is gold, silver is silver. So it's better to at least educate yourself. Remember, self-education will make you a fortune. So in my own portfolio, I have mostly real estate, a lot of it, and I have very little stock, although I'm trying to learn more and get back into it a little bit more, and some gold and silver to diversify. Everybody's different, but that is what my recommendation, that's my portfolio. As an entrepreneur, we are all about business. Of course we invest in our business as well, but at the same time, you also need to diversify, hedge your bet. And the more you understand, the more you know. Like now, once I understand and have a paradigm shift, that's my fortune was made. And then I need to protect my fortune, right? And also this mix helped me understand what I need to do and how I need to do it. So these are just my recommendation. I hope that you can share your recommendation with us. That will be super, super helpful. And why you need it and why we should read it. That'll be super awesome. The next segment is Buffeteers Q&As. Today we have Seth from Los Angeles, California, which is where I live. He said, "Hi Maida, I got laid off from my job as a business consultant about a year ago. It was a devastating personal event for my family. Luckily, my wife still has her full-time job with healthcare benefits for our 2 kids. After searching for a new job for past years with no prospect, I'm now in a crossroad. I've been thinking about starting my own business, but I'm also weighing in about going back to school to get an advanced degree like an MBA. What would be the best choice?" Well, Seth, this is a very tough situation. Very, very devastating personal event for you, because I've been there. I got laid off as well many years ago. I'm sure some of our audience might have some same situation that they have experienced as well. It's never a good thing. But me personally, retrospect, that is the best thing ever happened to me. Now I hope you will say the same thing a few years later and said, oh my God, that turned out to be the best thing. But let's face what is happening today first. With your situation, it's a very tough question, because with what I happened to just talk about that today, school, student loan, the definition of education, you're going to 2 different directions. One is to go back to school, obviously. One is to start your own business. Completely different direction. And remember, the education definition of education that we talked about earlier is, one is about getting a degree, right? Like you talk about the MBA. The other is about enlightening experience. Now, that is really vague for you right now, because you need to pay your bills. You have kids that you're responsible for. So I know it's not that enlightening right now. But just like anything else, building a business or even, pursuing your MBA, everything takes time. So what I'm thinking right now for you is, let's talk about the MBA versus the business first. You're thinking about starting a business, but you're also thinking, oh, what if I go back to school and get an MBA and then I get a job, right? And I think that maybe your ultimate goal is to get back into the job market, work for someone else, and get a steady paycheck. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just basically you can walk back into the same path. Now, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I would suggest you to do. Sit down and think hard. Talk to your wife, talk to your family about how much would that cost in time, effort, and money on both starting a business versus an MBA. So let's talk about MBA first, because the number is actually out there. It's fairly easy. The effort, time, and money of an MBA. MBA typically costs, say, $50,000 a year. It depends on where you go. It depends on, since you're in Los Angeles, say you go to UCLA or USC or, anything equivalent, very easily $40,000, $50,000 a year. And an MBA program typically would be 18 months to 24 months. So I know that some MBA program actually try to have an accelerate program so you can get it done in 15 to 18 months. So it really, really depends. So your budget is somewhere around 50 plus whatever other fees that you might need. I don't know. Okay. The other cost is time. We talk about time, at least 15, 18 months. Sometimes it depends on the program. Could be 2 years, 24 months. So that's your time and that's your effort. And during that time, the MBA programs usually is pretty packed because they try to accelerate it and try to, get your degree as soon as you can so you can get back to the job market. With that, I doubt it if you would have extra time to do anything else, like possibly start a business or even a part-time job, anything like that. But it's possible. It depends on, how much work that you can handle. So that's one. Now on the other end, on the other side, would be your business. Understand that you have a business consultant experience in the past. I don't know if your business consultant experience is in the financial part of it, or is it the technical part of it. I actually met a gentleman. He do business consultant for other businesses, for small businesses. So what he does is, because he has more technical knowledge on the business side of things, so he will advise small business owner what they know, what they should use. For example, they will ask him to come in an hourly base, or maybe a piece, okay, I'll pay you this lump sum and you will tell us what to do on this. So what they do is they will hire him, that he will come in and say, oh, well, your computer system needs a certain upgrade. You should do this, this, and this. So, or, they will say, well, I will recommend you to use this software for this use, this software for your marketing use, or this software for your CRM, your contact management. So it really depends on what the businesses need, and he would provide a solution. Now, again, I don't know what was your specialty when you were working for this company as a business consultant. Are you more in the financial side, or are you more in the technical side, or maybe other that I'm not aware of? So if you are and seriously thinking about a business, I don't know what you have in mind. And if you want to utilize your prior experience to become your current business, that's very probable, because it doesn't cost much to start a consulting business. Business card, that's all, really, and time. A friend of mine actually have a very similar experience as yours. She got laid off, and it's like, okay, what am I going to do? She tries different things, and believe it or not, all she actually had was business card. And the reason why I know, I designed the business card for her. It was just a fun project I did for her. I said, oh, I can do that. That's kind of fun, So I spent a couple hours, get the business card designed, printed, and, she got to pick up Super easy. It costs her $20. Okay. Can you shout out $20 for a business? I hope the answer is yes. So with that, it's all possible. Spend a few dollars, print some business card, and you say, where do I find clients? Well, they're everywhere. Try Meetup. Okay, there's a website called meetup.com. They have so many groups. They have so many different purpose of people out there. Some are business oriented, some are yoga class, some are like hiking class, all sorts of things. Go to the one that is small business oriented or small business owner oriented. Go talk to them. Go meet them. Don't be going there to sell them first. Get to know them first and give them some tips. Give them some advice. Or, invite yourself to other groups that serve small business. Introduce yourself. That's how you can grow your business. Now, that doesn't cost much except for your time and $20 on business card. My recommendation for you at this point is really evaluate what is most immediate and most important for you. If you want to pursue an MBA or whatever program that you want to, go back to school for, it's going to be a long haul. We're talking about 15, 18, or even 24 months typically. You can start your consultant business if that's what you have in mind. And I don't know, what exactly business that you have in mind at this point. But it could be a shorter term solution, but it could have great return as well. Give it a shot. You never know. Like I told you, my friend, guess what? She's so busy. She's been doing consulting. I'm not saying because the business card that I created for her. No, it's not. She has been in a certain business field for a long time, and people just know her. People will refer her to, different jobs, and she's killing it. So, well, I wish you the best of luck from the bottom of my heart, because I've been there, and I believe some of our audience might have been there as well. It's not easy. It's very, very tough, but that's why we're here to support you. If you need to learn anything marketing, and we have Startup Buffet, write us, more questions, and if we can provide any additional advice, we would love to do that. Thanks. Hey, you can submit your own questions at startupbuffet.com/shows. Please share your thoughts, comment, don't forget to subscribe, and give us some 5-star reviews, because your support really fuel our energy and keep us going. As always, Startup Buffet, your business, your way. Till next time. See you guys.
Hey, Buffeteers, don't forget to subscribe, share, review, and give us some 5 stars love. And as always, Startup Buffet, your business, your way. Get all the extras, downloads, and videos mentioned in this episode at startupbuffet.com/shows.